Halloween was never really big in the Philippines. Just like Thanksgiving, it was introduced during the colonial period, and Thanksgiving, as I talked about in a different video, disappeared after the colonial period. However, just like Thanksgiving, Halloween does have a Tagalog word for it, which is gabi ng pangangaluluwa. And how do you even explain that? Okay, so gabi is easy, that's evening. Nang means that gabi and the word after is connected. So, evening of pangangaluluwa. The root word of the second word is kaluluwa. And this is where things start to get complicated. It is coming from a Proto-Philippine word, kaduduha. You notice how the D turned into L. There's a connection between D, L, R in Tagalog. We will not go into this right now. Just put a pin in that. So the root word there is duha, which means two in Proto-Philippine. It turned into dalawa over time, so this is current day Tagalog for two. If you've watched the previous videos of mine, you also know that ka is a prefix, and with a duplication of the first syllable of the root word, like here, duha becoming kaduduha, has two functions in Tagalog. It either implies a repeated action or it implies an action that has recently happened. It depends on the sentence that you're building. Kaluluwa therefore means either you are repeatedly split into two or you have recently been split into two. It is the indigenous word for soul. You can look at pangangaluluwa. Here we have another prefix, pang, and another duplication. And the prefix pang with duplication means that an action is being done that is being expressed by the root. This sounds very complicated. So essentially, you are doing an action of splitting things into two or splitting things into souls. It's pretty complicated. So to translate this accurately into English, one translator referred to it as souling. The way I would translate it more would be a period where a lot of souls are roaming around. So gabi ng pangangaluluwa is the evening where the souls roam around. Pangangaluluwa is also what is referred to in Tagalog as trick-or-treating. Though the way it was practiced in the Philippines used to be a bit different, where people would go from home to home. Of course, they would dress up in white sheets in order to pretend to be ghosts and then would be singing songs. So the action had some local flavor to it. You can see, for example, a report from 2018 where it says at the bottom how a few millennials are continuing the tradition of pangangaluluwa. So it's disappearing, just like how Thanksgiving was disappearing. Somehow I have to tie this back into my game. So in the bottom right corner of the overworld map, there used to be a zombie village, and I decided this might be a bit too gruesome, so we're changing it up to a cow village or bovine village. Initially I thought, okay, zombies are a bit too, they don't quite fit in. So I'm gonna change it to monster village, halimaw. Then, they started to look more like cows. So I was going like, oh, okay, so cow it is. The game is called Gulo Gulo, The Tiny Pirate Island Time. You can wishlist it right now if you want to. It's on Steam as well as on itch. Thank you so much for your time, and please do have a good day. Bye.